Alrighty, everybody. Intro there. Boom. Look at that. Alrighty, so welcome everybody to Income Mesh Live. I guess we'll call this here. We're going to go and dive into today's content. I want to build a funnel today, and here's why. It's been on my mind about the difference between all WordPress-based tools and all SaaS-based tools and trying to mix and mangle them together and figure out what's the right combination for you. And there's no one right answer. But what you have to do is give credit where it's due, and there are some fantastic tools out there like Kartra for doing client work, client projects. And I was approached the other day by somebody who's interested in doing a consulting type model. And what I want to do over the next couple of days is compare doing a Kartra-based system with a WordPress-based system. And the best way to really do that is start from scratch. Don't use any pre-built templates or anything like that. They can kind of skew the odds in one tool's favor or the other, and build it out. And while I could go through and make my videos where I take every little small bit and I try to make it like a 10, 12-minute video, that's going to create that disjointed view where you don't really know exactly how it all works out together. So instead, today what I'm going to do is build this out from scratch here live, and I'll make this available for you. If you want to kind of get the outcome of this project here today for free, you can head over to incomemesh.com. I'll put a link in the chat as well as in the description below afterwards, where you can just download what we're going to build. This is not just going to be the flowchart, but the actual funnel with the pages, with the copy, everything in there, and we'll put this together. We'll put it together. So that's what we're doing. We're going to build in Kartra today. And let me walk you through the funnel we're going to create. So you should be able to see my screen. Let me know in the comments if you can see me, if you can hear me. I'm just going impromptu. I haven't really got these down to a schedule where we're down to a science yet. But hey, today was the first day of school for my daughter, so we'll be able to get a schedule rocking and rolling here soon. So this is the basic consulting funnel where it's going to start with sending people into an offer for, hey, do you want 25 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want it to be, to unlock the next level in your business. Go ahead and put your information down below. You might have some filtration system built in here where you want to make sure people are qualified to speak with you, or it's worth your time and worth their time. Once they submit the offer, we can take them to a calendar page to book the offer. You can also do a lot of interesting things in here, but I want to make this one very simple. We'll take them from an offer into a calendar, and once they sign up, we're just going to not accept payment. This is going to be a discovery call, a free strategy call, which they'll complete an opt-in form to add them into a list, and then we'll give them a thank you page. That's what happens on the front end for the user. We also have a couple things we want to build in from an automation perspective, where when they opt in, at least until they have booked their call, until they've completed that subscription for the calendar and they're all ready to go, we want to remind them to get back into that calendar screen there to complete their booking. And similarly, once they've completed and they're all signed up, we want to be able to send them a couple of reminder emails over the next couple of days to remind them of the call they've scheduled, so they pick up the phone or join the Zoom meeting, the Skype meeting, however you choose to actually run your consultations. Okay, so that's what we're going to build. When we build in Kartra, the big thing to remember is you want to start from the end and work your way backwards. It just saves you a lot of back and forth work that you would otherwise necessarily have to do. So we're going to do that. We're going to start with our thank you page, our confirmation, thanks for booking. We'll come back through, we'll create our opt-in form, we'll create our calendar. It's already linked up to a Google account, just super easy. It's like 3 clicks to integrate with Google, and we'll go to the offer page. And then once that's done and we have all of the URLs and all the links and everything there ready to go, we'll be able to create those emails as the last step. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into it. And we're going to build this as a separate funnel inside of my Kartra account. We're going to launch this. I will use the templates here, at least to kind of build the pages out, because there's no point in doing everything from scratch. We all got limited time. We'll go to our thank you page here. And let's just pick something that looks about what we want. All right, we'll go here. This looks good. I like them to be very simple, very easy to use. We'll pick a single color for our design. We'll call this thanks for booking. Oh, you know what? Let me put that link if you want to download the funnel as well. I'll put that in the chat. And this should ping out to both Facebook and YouTube's chats. So go ahead and you can click that and sign up if you'd like to get the output for this video. We're doing this live, so I'll email this out as soon as it's all done and ready to go. But that's there for you guys for free if you're interested in giving a shot with Kartra. All right, so we'll do thanks for booking your call. And we'll create a new category for this project here. We're going to call this one Coaching Discovery. All right, so there's Coaching Discovery. We've created our category, and let's go ahead and add this in. Now, if you guys haven't used Kartra before, it is very different from other tools out there. So because I've been deep in WordPress for a while, if I kind of fumble around a little bit, this is live. We're doing this together because I want you to see the actual experience of building out with this platform. Okay, so we're going to create a specific brand color for this project. It's not going to be all hodgepodge together. I'm not the best graphic designer, so it's important that you just pick a color that you like, and you can use that for your accents as you go through. So what we're going to do here is let's do some adjustments here to this first section. We want to adjust this color of this guy here, which I think is going to be this blue row. And the image here, we don't have the image on this side. This is one of the sides that you just kind of have to figure out where everything is at. Where is that background image actually stored? Don't want to major in the minors, but you want to get things looking about right. Might be moving on from some of these little details. This background color is an image. Okay, well, there is a way to adjust this. I am drawing a blank right now. Let's go ahead and at least, that's why, because I was in the columns mode. We'll adjust this logo to be a simple, clean, white logo. Apply that, and let's make the image size not that huge. Come here to resize, bring it down to what makes much more sense. That looks good. I'll change this text real fast. We'll say, thanks for booking. Here's what comes next. We'll be able to put a video in here that reminds them of what you're doing and what they should do to prepare for your call. If you want them to get any data together, any of their numbers about their business, anything that you might want to make it more productive when they get on, that's where you put that in. Okay, so now the next steps here, we're going to say, we're not checking emails. We'll just say, well, yeah, we'll say check email. We'll say, I'll remind you leading up to our call, etc. I won't change all the copy on this. Jordan asked the question. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, like if you're watching this and you want to follow along, if you ask any questions, I'll pop in and answer those as well. This might be a bit of a longer stream because we're going to go through and build a full funnel, but this is my time with you guys. I appreciate it. Jordan asked if I've ever built a funnel for a client who's using Shopify. I'm trying to understand how to leverage subdomains. I have not. I know actually a family business who uses Shopify, and I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it. If you're going to go for an all-in-one solution, I think that for the right business model, Kartra is easier to use. I think it has more functionality. And then if you're not going to go with that all-in-one solution, I'm a WordPress guy. I like it, so I would use WooCommerce and Cartflows and some of that. As far as using subdomains, most of those tools are pretty straightforward with that. You add the records into the domain registrar, which basically says you create the subdomain and point to it. What issues are you having? I'll keep working on here, and you let me know what issues you're having along the way. All right, so we'll leave the copy here. If you want to download this later on after the live, I don't want to waste too much time just like playing with wordsmithing, but I will create this as a real type of a funnel, so you'll be able to see what that looks like. So I'll go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and publish this live. And that's pretty easy, right? It doesn't take a whole lot to make a decent looking page. Here is where you can, speaking of subdomains, I have linked up a couple different subdomains testing out with Kartra where you can actually, you don't have to use the username.kartra.com. You can use your own subdomains and things of that nature, which makes it nice and easy. We'll just call this thanks for booking. Okay, so now we have our page here. We'll go to it just to see how it all looks. Loads up nice and quick, pretty simple. I like it. Works for me. We have finished that step because I think we already just published that live. So if we come back, all right, step 1 is complete. Always work your way from backwards forwards. So the next step here is going to be to create a form that's actually going to add them to a specific list when they create their calendar. And this is one of those things that gets really confusing. You think you want to go and create the calendar first, but you actually have to create the form first to make it as efficient as possible. So we'll call this discovery booking form. And also, guys, let me know if the audio is clear on this. I'm using a headset mic. It's like I have a $100 mic over here, but sometimes I feel like the audio quality from this is just as good, and it's easier for me to kind of dangle it from my neck. So let me know if the audio is sounding pretty good for you. All right, so when you're going through the form process, you just follow step by step. Do you want only their first name and email address? Since this is a call, I want to also ask for their phone number. So in most cases, the fields you want are already here in their kind of CRM, in their database. So we'll go and look for a phone without country code. We assume country code is going to be good to go. And phone number, default area code, we're going to say United States. And we want the phone number to be mandatory. Totally your choice. If you want to do it all through Zoom, which I prefer personally for my calls, but a lot of people just want to be able to call you on the phone, keep it easy. I feel like it's easier to close people when you can see them as well over Zoom, but you also run into the problem of the tech issues. So you have to weigh the pros and cons of each option. Okay, so we have our form field set up. Confirmation will have them single opt-in. If they've gone through all this work, they're going to be okay with getting emails from us. Now, the thank you page, this is why we start from backwards forwards, right? So we're going to send them directly to the thank you page we just created, which was on the coaching call, coaching discovery. And thank you for booking your call. That was the page we just created. By working backwards forwards, we're minimizing that rework we're doing here. Eric, I'm sorry I'm bothering you so much, man, but I do appreciate you signing in. We're switching gears here. We're working in Kartra a little bit because I've got a opportunity coming up with this tool, and I want to make sure that my skills are up and refreshed on it as well. So tagging is fantastic. There's multiple ways you can tag people. So what I'm going to do is not do any of the automations inside of this here. I'm going to do that inside of the sequences that we'll be creating in just a minute. But you can definitely go and create your automations inside of the form itself. To me, that creates too many places to look and too many places to wonder if things are working correctly. So we're going to avoid that there. And then we're going to put this Kartra calendar is what we're doing today because I've been working with groundhog calendars as well. So I'm really doing pros and cons between these two tools. All right, so we've designed our form. There's no work in designing it. It's just answering a few questions. They make it super simple. And so that's check in the box. So we've gone through the confirmations. We've created the form. Now let's go and create our calendar. This is how intuitive it is. All in the same tab. I'm going to go to my calendars as well. Okay, Jordan's asking, no worries. I guess I meant, can you use WordPress to build a funnel for a client using Shopify as his main business? So when I hear that, what I think is you can do your lead generation on WordPress and do your email marketing, all that stuff to eventually send them to a Shopify checkout. Sure, why not? As far as like tracking and analytics and making sure that you can see, a funnel is basically just a set of steps that takes people from where they are to where they want to be. And if where they want to be is purchasing a product through Shopify, yeah, you can send them from WordPress, you can send them from ClickFunnels, from anywhere. I know that, for example, ClickFunnels and Shopify, a lot of people combine those two tools together. So WordPress is no different. I don't think WordPress is right off the bat the best marketing tool. I know that tools like Cartflows and all that are helping to increase its marketing prowess. But Shopify, it's a way to deliver products, so you can absolutely use that as a destination. How many products does he have? Is Shopify the right solution for him? I mean, those are all questions that you as a consultant, you're a freelancer, and I'm working on this myself. Just because they're paying you to do X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that X, Y, and Z is what they actually need. What you might be able to do is talk to them about, hey, all right, what is the actual goal you want to accomplish? You want to sell this and sell this membership model, and maybe you have 5 different things, and you want to be able to sell courses and sell digital products. Is Shopify the right answer for them? You can come in, even if they hired you to implement their Shopify store, you can go in and ask those probing questions. In corporate America, that was my thing, was not to just, if the boss tells you to do A, B, and C, you should be able to question that judgment, not question him as a person, but question the business goals and put the business on track to actually succeed, not to lead into failure based on what they think they want. All right, enough ranting there. Hope that helps. I'm in my calendar section here, so we're going to create a calendar. I love this, that they have a couple different preset types of calendars. A lot of tools, they'll just say, okay, here's your calendar, here's your availability, go. This gives you the ability to do recurring classes where you can sign up every Friday at a specific time, a gym model where you can have different types of calendars at different set times each week and things like that. But for here, we want to do a consultant model. It's pretty simple. Have availability, link it up with a calendar, have people come in and book based on their availability. So we'll call this Coaching Discovery Calendar. And we'll create this guy. All right, rock and roll. Again, we've got the wizard. Give you the logo on the top. That's fine. A little logo created here. Let's actually do this. Let's make this a little something different. Make it a dark logo, and let's put in the one I was using earlier. I say that, and now I probably won't be able to find exactly where I put that logo, right? That's how it always works. Okay. We're going to scratch that because I don't want to spend time mucking around trying to find the right file here. That's one piece of feedback I know that Kartra needs to fix. It's kind of a pain to always go through and re-upload the same files and try to figure out where certain things are if you have reusable assets. I know that's coming, but it can't come soon enough. As far as setting up your custom marquee, that's just the thing that people see when they log in here. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of having people just see the midpoint of the of the calendar. So we're going to go ahead and upload a different marquee. And what's nice about this, they give you that 1920 by 350 pixels. So if you wanted to use a Crello, for example, which I'm a big fan of Crello, or any other design tool you want, you can go ahead and set those dimensions and just get one real fast. So let's do that because I want to show you guys some end-to-end stuff here. So 1920 by 350. Let's create a new design. 1920 by 350. And create that design real quickly. And we'll just go to the background area and let's find a photo. And let's do a business photo. Let's just find something that looks nice and corporate-y. Let's assume we really should have an avatar for this, right? So let's assume we're going to do a life coach for high-powered CEOs is what we're going to go with. Oh, am I in the wrong account? I think I'm in the wrong account because I have access to all this. Oh, let's just give it a simple design. That'll work. Okay, so we have our design. We'll download it real fast. Pull this guy in. And do very bad without even naming it, but this will work for what we need. We should be able to drag this in right here. No, it's not going to let us do that. All right, so we've put our marquee in here. Very small file size, which is going to be great for Kartra. All right, so that's very nice and clean. Welcome to my calendar. We'll say, let's discover your next steps. All right, and you can also add increased opacity, that overlay there to make it look a very good contrast between the text and the background. And now on user time zones, I always prefer to let the user select their respective time zones. And this is because I use a tool that doesn't let them do that. Book Like a Boss, there's so many different scheduling tools out there that are just in their own little silo. That's all they do. You would expect to be able to select your own time frame, and Kartra allows you to do this, which is great. I work with some people overseas, several people overseas, and there have been some meetings that people have showed up 6 hours early because they didn't do the conversion. They didn't notice that it was Eastern time zone, even though the email said. You get the idea. So we'll let the users select their time zone. That'll save us some pain and punishment later on. We'll go next. Okay, so now for scheduling, we're actually going to create our events now. So, okay, yeah, it's just telling you what it's going to look like when you go through the process. So we'll call this Business Discovery Session. Give it a quick text. Let's find the key leverage point to move your business forward. Speak as corporate as possible. We'll add in this user for this account. And if you have multiple trainers or multiple people they can select from, you can add them all in here and allow you to pick which person you resonate with or if you have an ongoing relationship with. For here, I'm assuming we're solopreneurs. So we'll rock and roll there. I set the duration down to 25 minutes with a 5-minute buffer. You know what? Let's just make it, let's do a 5-minute buffer. That's totally fine. Give you the available hours and the available dates. So this is for like ongoing. So if you want to work half of April and not the other half of April, you want to come down here and block specific dates on the calendar here. You can see how that works, and you can add that block out date, and nobody will be able to book on that date. But if you want to just kind of keep it wide open or not work on the weekends, you can do all those things through this interface here. All right. Number of sessions, if you want them to be able to book 2-3 sessions at a time, you can do that there. For discovery calls, you want to limit it down to 1 because some people will just keep signing up, which is great, but you got to make money too, and you got to have time to be productive. And then booking notice, if you're doing discovery calls, it depends on how busy you are. If you want to, if you got a good schedule, you don't want people to book same day and throw you off your groove. And so we'll disallow today and tomorrow bookings, but then 2 days out, they can start booking. All right, now setting up the free versus paid thing. It's a very common business model. We can probably do in a future live is taking what we've done here and then adding on the upsells for, hey, do you want to upgrade this to a 2-hour business intensive for $1,000? Go ahead and enter your payment in here, and we can reschedule that for your additional time. So free and paid is a great combination there. And now for the forms. Oh boy, because I was starting this out earlier. Which one did I actually name it? Let me double check real fast what I named this guy. Discovery booking form is what we called this. Let me just get the right one. Discovery booking form. Good. And we'll go ahead and save all of that. Great. And you can add multiple classes if you'd like, where some could be free, some could be paid, but we'll just keep this simple right now. Email confirmation and reminders. Oh, thank goodness. They take care of all this for you. So you can do this actually outside of the visual automations and keep it very simple. We'll use the default email gateway, and we'll save that. And now it'll ask you how many booking confirmations you want to send. So for this class, the confirmation message is yes. So when they sign up for your class, you want to go ahead and say, yep, you're confirmed. You can come here and edit this content, which is great because it actually shows you everything you need to know, and login, password, all this stuff to be able to change, reschedule, do anything you want to do here. All this is set up for you. I really don't need to change anything there. Event reminders, yes, definitely want to send some reminders unless you want to show up and half the time your stuff is not going to be working, or half the time people aren't going to be showing up for your meetings, especially if they book 3, 4, or 5 days out. People get busy. I get it. So we can add some reminders, and now you can say, all right, let's remind them 1 day in advance, 1 day before event booking, and you could customize all of this. And I'll go through and I'll customize it before I make this available for download. So we'll save this guy. We'll check your spam score. So that's 1 day before. You also probably want to do something like an hour before, 30 minutes before. Take your pick. So we'll say our call is starting in 1 hour. Okay, give it a little text there. And they have these little short codes where you can put in some customization, the date and the time, and all of that, which is super nice. What I wonder, while we're in here, I wonder if I'm able to put in a countdown timer for, I don't think so. Maybe if I go into the advanced editor, dynamic variables. This is more so for my curiosity. You probably don't need to do this, but if you could put in a countdown timer, let's just see what we can do here. So we add the countdown timer into the email. Can you count down to based on a date? Fixed based on date. List subs, tag subs. So you can base it on a tag. I don't think you're really going to be able to do countdown timers linked up with when their meeting starts, because this is going in as an event in its own little custom field. I don't think that's something you can link up into a field here. If anybody knows if this is possible, that would be a super nifty ninja trick you could do with Kartra. I don't think it's going to be possible though. Like if we do it based on a date or dynamic, I don't think so. Fixed date and time. because here would be where we need to put the short code in. I'll play around with that, but for right now, we'll just keep it simple. We'll go with the basic editor, and this has everything we need here. Good enough. All right, we'll save those reminders. Just taking a quick look in some water. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, Eric. So Eric recommends you could use WordPress with cart flows and then integrate cart flows, which is WooCommerce, with Shopify. Oof, that gives me ulcers just thinking about, because you're basically taking everything all together. You got WooCommerce, you've got cart flows, you've got Shopify. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that work. Not that it wouldn't work, but I'd love to see how that would all lay out. And for 300 catalogs, I would be curious, are you wanting to create a funnel for each product? Or if you want to do an overall, that's an interesting one, 300 different items. Let me know what you are thinking, what your your gut feel is on that one. All right, so we have our booking messages here, our email reminders here. So now we have a pretty rock solid follow-up sequence in creating this funnel. Cancellations, do you want them to be allow their cancellations? Sure. I mean, why would you not allow cancellations? On a free call, it's going to help you. On a paid call, that's where you might want to manage your cancellations a little more stringently. Session approval, do you want to go in and approve each meeting? Up to you and where you're at in your business. We'll go ahead and save this. Hey, JJ. Yeah, this is Kartra. So it's a brother from another mother with ClickFunnels. I've got a full, if you go to incomemesh.com and search for Kartra, I've got a full review of it. It's similar to ClickFunnels. It is more than ClickFunnels. I don't mean ClickFunnels is bad or anything, but this has more functionality where you can bring in a help desk, video agent, video hosting, membership sites, email marketing built in. There's more things you can do with Kartra, and I'm building out a consulting funnel using this tool today. Customer support, we're going to take away customer support for this here. Sync with a calendar, this is cool. Let's go check this out. So yes, we're going to sync this with my Google Calendar. And I've already created that integration earlier, but it was literally when you sign in with Google, it was the exact same thing, and then give it a few permissions. So they've done a great job. There's no client ID or secret keys or going into API land to set this up. It's very non-techie friendly. So I'll link this here, and then it's my only calendar that I have on that account right now, and we'll save this external calendar. Good. So when they book, do you want to do automations? Let's go ahead and at least add a tag here. And we'll say we're going to create a new tag. Here, let's create a new tag. And we'll call this booked discovery call coach. And this category is going to be under a new category. Another kind of thing I'm not a big fan of is you have to have categories of tags and categories of pages. In my opinion, you should create a category that's kind of like a project folder and then everything underneath that. I don't like that I have to make, this is a small quibble, but I don't like having to make multiple categories for different things. Thanks, JJ. I'll charge you $5 for the next one. I'm working my own business model out. This is me testing the waters and getting things giving value first, and we'll figure out where it monetizes later on. All right, so we're going to call this coaching call tags, and I'm not going to expire this tag. Doesn't make sense. Successful booking, and we'll create this. Okay, so we have our tag here. We'll add this guy in. So when they successfully book, we're going to assign that tag. We can subscribe to lists or sequences, but I'm going to make this clean. The tag is going to be my trigger point. Okay. Advanced automations, don't need to worry about that right now. Boom. We have a calendar and a link to the calendar. Let's take a look at how this all plays out. Oh, my goodness. There's so many things to be happy about with this. The ease to set this up. There was no designing. Things look how you would expect them to look. It's nicely mobile responsive. Come through here, everything looks like you'd want it to look like. They can click a time. They can schedule the time. It automatically pops up their subscription box. and everything is pre-filled in for you. Like Kartra has this really cool, crazy cookie system where if you were on somebody else's Kartra account at some point, like some other lead magnet from a Facebook ad, I don't know how it really does this and how long it keeps the cookie for, but then if it sees your Kartra account, because it's all part of their ecosystem, it can autofill your name, your email, and any other fields into that. So even easier to get those conversions. Okay. The downside is I do wish you could take away some of this branding or at least add like your affiliate link down there whenever people are on your pages. But it's okay. It's a small quibble. If you're not too picky, like that's not going to get to you at all, and it's going to give you some simplicity in your process. So let's go through and review what we've done. We've created our confirmation page, check. Created our complete form, check. We've done all of the confirmation emails directly in the calendar booking, so there's really no need to book the actual, or to create an actual sequence on that side. We will need one here, but this one is checked. So this half of the puzzle is done, and this as well. Now let's make our opt-in page and then go into these processes, and we'll be rocking and rolling, sitting pretty. So we're going to come back here and go, let's make our squeeze page. And here, now this is where you get to make a choice. Like choice A is, let me go ahead and go full webcam here. So choice A is you send them directly to the calendar and you have them sign up from the landing page. Or if they click a button on your blog post or something like that, and you take them directly here. And the reason you could do that is because they're putting in their email, you're capturing them as a lead when they sign up. So you're sending them through that process. It's not the way I'm going to do it here. It's not the way I'd recommend you do it, because if people say, like, hey, you have what I want, like you have the knowledge that I need to get time with you. They're going to make that decision, yes, before they even pull up their calendar and decide when they're available to talk to you. So I do recommend you go and capture that email address first and then give them the opportunity to book the time later, because so much can happen between making that mental decision, yeah, I want to talk to this guy, and actually making that call or that booking appointment, that you don't want to lose those guys there. And also by doing that, let me go back here. By having them sign up first, now you're opening up the ability for you to kind of continue to make sure, hey, did you finish your book? Did you finish your booking process? So we're going to definitely go for this offer page here, and let's make a new page. And we'll go to our squeeze pages. And let's see here. I just want something very simple. I do like videos. Call me a silly Billy, but I do like me some video sales letters. So we'll do this. Check the comments real fast. Bestseller item as the funnel. Yeah, Jordan, that's an awesome. Yeah, that's the way to go, man. Don't try to make a funnel for everything. If ideally, yeah, you should have. If it's a big medical sales company, you should be able to have some pretty good data on the 80-20 of where each product falls in the revenue charts, and take your top 3. If you're coming in as a new service agent for this guy, if you can increase the profitability of his top 2 sellers, and then offer up some additional upsells just through emails after they've made that initial purchase, you could double his revenue by only working a couple of products. So for that reason alone, yeah, and any tool you want to do funnels, whether it be Kartra, whether it be Thrive themes, whether it be I don't know if I would use cart flows, because I wouldn't want to bring in a WooCommerce and Shopify. That's just too much. But you pick whichever tool you want, and yeah, go for those top hitters. All right, so we're doing coaching, discovery, sign up page. This is going to go on our coaching discovery. I think that's what I named it. I really should write this stuff down. All right, here we go. Pulling it up. Okay, so we got our color here. Again, let's do a little bit here. This green color, I think, is a little bit different than the other green color. So I want to customize this color here a little bit. Edit the style. This is one thing. When you come from Elementor or a different page builder, not that one is right and one is wrong. It's just so different on where all the different settings are. This is one that you don't, just because you're good at this stuff in general, doesn't mean you know the specific tool. Okay, that was actually an image. That's why it was so hard to find, That was actually a stinking image. Okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, so this is an image. Oh, I see, because it's got this little thing down here. Okay, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on customizing this. Let me show you some of the cool dynamic features of this guy here. Is this countdown timer on something like a squeeze page? It's pretty standard to go ahead and say based on when they landed, they might have 6 minutes and 21 seconds to sign up, and then you can redirect them to whichever page you want to. I'm not going to redirect them right here. Let's just say this is a limited time offer to meet with me. Let's go and add our logo up here. Let's just put some logo up here. I'll need to make all this a little bit cleaner and clearer. Change the background color right quick to make this a little bit darker. Pops off the page a little bit, makes my logo stand out nicely. I'll take it. Let's just add a little bit of copy in here. All right, 25 minutes to clarity. I'm just going to grab the color here for this link. How do I actually change the color of the icon itself? If there's any Kartra users, this is one that I've tried to get before and just wasn't happening for me. So there's a background color on this image itself, and I don't know how to change it. All right, I'll need to figure that out. That's one of those things I just kind of moved away from a while back and just can't find it. So we'll say my place or yours, and you add some copy in here, meet on the phone, all that and the other. I'll add in some copy if you guys want to download this after the call. And then the sign up today. This here is going to, we really want this to be a pop-up. So let's do a pop-up and opt-in form. Let's find a nice opt-in form that's going to work for us. And this will work, a little one-step, two-step. Oops, undo. Sign up below for a coaching slot. Here, I'm only going to ask for their name and their email address. And then on the next page, when they actually book their time, is when I'll capture their phone number, anything else which might kind of scare them away from signing up. And here, as far as the placeholder, see, here I go. You start from backwards, forwards, and what I missed adding in here was actually there's a second form now. You need to duplicate this and send this up here and send that down there. So I should have created a form to get that initial information. So now we need to do a little bit of backpedaling just to get us all on the same page here. Let's make sure this is all saved. Return to dashboard. So for all of you guys who are watching, so I've got 12 people watching me live, which is awesome, by the way, because I didn't really promote this at all. For those of you who are watching and you're looking at Kartra, and if you've seen some of my previous content on WordPress tools like Thrive Architect and cart flows and Elementor and everything else, how does this stack up in your opinion? I try to be as impartial as possible. I do tutorials on different technologies, but I'm curious from your guys' side, when you look at a tool like a Kartra, which tries to do everything, I know it can't do everything perfectly. It can't be the best in class of every different tool in online marketing. Obviously, that's not realistic. But how does it appear to you? How does it come across to you guys as users, as marketers? So I'll let you guys answer that one, and I'm going to come here and make one more form. This is kind of a cool thing. If you try to get into the same page from multiple tabs, Kartra really wants you to focus and do one thing at a time. It'll kind of give you a warning. Hey, you've got this page already open somewhere. So we'll call this discovery call, step 1 info. All right, so form fields here. First name and email is perfect. I'm not going to ask for the phone number because I want to increase my conversions. And if they don't trust you enough to give you their email, or trust you enough to give you their phone number up front, which makes sense, right? Because they don't know when you're going to expect a call, so don't do that first. It's going to give you the ability on that email sequence to build trust, know, like, and trust factor enough to where they actually really want to sit down with you. So definitely a good idea there. The success page here is going to be a Kartra page. This is going to be our consulting, coaching, discovery. And it should be our calendar page. So we come here to our calendars. This is a little bit weird. I would think that I can... let's take a look here real fast. Because I wouldn't think I need to do an external page. I would want the form to be able to redirect me perfectly into the calendar. And it looks like it's actually going to want me to do an external page. Not a huge fan of that. Again, like comparing to some of the workarounds you have to do in other platforms, that's a minor nuisance, if anything. So let's run this together. We're going to run this as soon as we're done setting it all up and confirming how it works. We don't need a welcome message, but we are going to create a sequence. So that sequence needs to start somewhere, and it starts with a tag, always. So we'll do coaching call tags. And let's say signed up for coaching, step 1. Still needs to book. Category, let's go ahead and put this into our coaching call tags. All right, so now we're going to have 2 tags, one for step 1 that says, like, yes, they're interested in coaching, and the step 2, which is when they actually do commit and they book a time with you. So we've got that going. Subscribe to lists, subscribe to sequences. We don't need to do that. We'll just use the tag to kick off the automations. What might make sense now is we might want to build an automation into the next form, into when they actually confirm their booking, to take away this tag here to stop some sequences. We'll talk about that when we get there. There's a lot going on here. All right, so we got the design. We're set. We're ready. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's get back into our pages here. JJ says, you think Kartra is seamless compared to WordPress builders. Kartra would be more secure and easier to control. There is some beauty in the SaaS model platform. But platform goes down, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But again, Bluehost, every web host goes down at times. Okay, so we have our guy built out. We're going to come to our pop-up windows. We're going to go to this button here. Edit the style. The link for this button is to pop up this guy. And this form here, we're going to edit and link it directly here with the discovery call step 1 info form that we just created and apply. Like, doing any of this would take so many more steps. It really would. It shows you, you can customize the field, the style, the button color. So if we wanted to use this same color here, for example, really should have picked that brand color like I said I was going to do, and then I kind of didn't. So now I can come to the form, edit the style, go to the button, make the button background color match perfectly what we got up here, and then probably the color of the text now needs to be that. Perfect. So now we got nice cohesive looking pop-up. We're going to save let's just publish this live. That's good enough for now. Get this link. And at this point, we should be able to test everything. If this is all working correctly, we have the offer, the form, the calendar, the form, confirmation, and the setup. We just need these emails. So let's do a quick run through before we get into the email manager, because that is a whole different interface. And let's run through this. Okay, so you can send cold traffic here, talk to them about what your services are, what you can do for them, the benefits they could have, give some bullet points here. All that I should add into these systems here. When they want to sign up, boom, it gives you a little pop-up. My information is already filled in from a previous form somewhere in the universe. I'll say sign me up. And perfect. So directly here, it's going to take you to the calendar page. Now, like I said earlier, we could have had this. Let's just move these guys over here. We could have had these guys go to a separate page. Oh boy. Oh boy. Get out of here. We could have done this where we'd have like a generic thank you confirmation page that people would be able to get the information, and then from here there'd be a button to take them to the calendar page. Would work perfectly well also. Personal preference, or you could even have them not be linked directly to the booking page and then make them come down here. So many different things you could do to make this thing happen. So that is some of the options you have here. In this example, just for no particular reason, we're doing it where we go straight to the calendar. So now let's go ahead and just do our quick booking here. And you notice you can't actually change the length. I'm trying to like click and drag. This is the duration of your meeting. So you can say, no, that doesn't work for me. You can flip around, try to find some availability. You see I have some blockout dates here from other things here, not available. So I'll come here and say, let's go for it. And now this is what's kind of cool. It's really cool, actually. You know how we made two different forms, and I'm like, well, it's probably a good idea. In other builders, I'm thinking Elementor is one of these. The form information, whatever you put into that first form, especially if you're shooting them to a secondary, like a third-party sign-up field, they're going to have to put their first name in again. Let's put their email address in again. Let's put their phone number in again. I should probably hide that. Don't call us, please. So by doing this, you've got this really cool integration, right? That's the whole point, where this stuff just kind of stays in the cookie, stays in the browser, and it also stays linked to the form lead here. So we're going to go ahead and submit this guy. And now we're booked. So in a minute, I'll check my email as well. And it sounds like I just got my email. So let me go and take this off the camera real fast and pull up the email that we just got. Cool. So here we go. So now this email just showed up. It came in from Kartra. This happened. This was a confirmation booking, right? So if I had, and it tells you everything you need to know, I can get back in here. I can log in with this username and password and make any changes to my account as well. So this is super, super powerful, guys. Let's go and do that real fast and just kind of see what this all looks like. So I'm coming in here. All right, so ask me to go to the booking again. I'm gonna hit next and just say log in. It's kind of weird that it pretends like it wants you to log in again. I'll put my information in that it emailed me. I'll log in. So now, let's see what we see. So it looks like this is some of me just kind of figuring this stuff out. So if I go to my profile, I can see everything here. Let's go to my events. Okay, cool. So it shows this is fantastic. All right, so we see the business discovery session. That's what we just created here on this call. It's set up for the time frame that I set it up on, and I have the ability to cancel subscription. That's kind of weird. Show sessions. That's a kind of weird verbiage here, cancel subscription. I think because you can purchase ongoing memberships with Kartra, so that's probably why they call it a subscription, but I'm just going to say cancel appointment. Probably makes more sense. And proceed, and now boom, it's canceled. And me as the provider of the service, I'll be able to get an email in a second that shows, hey, new calendar booking, this was the booking, and then I'm sure soon enough an email will come in that shows the cancellation as well. So that's working pretty awesome, but what if they're not go-getters like we are and they don't book immediately after signing up? That's when you really want to go for the email sequence. So what we're going to do next is let's create a communication area. And we'll come here. Let me just remember what it was that we called all this stuff. We're going to create a new sequence. There we go. Boom. So now I can check this out. A calendar appointment has been canceled by one or more of your users. And so you have that information. Keeps things super simple. That's what you want in business, right? Let's go make a new sequence. And we'll call this sequence nudge to book calendar. Reminder emails daily until people sign up or book. And we will create. Okay, starting rules. So the starting rule here is that tag gets added. And that tag is under the coaching call tags. And the tag we want here is signed up for coaching. So on step 1, we just have their information, but we don't have a booking for them yet. Now we want to start reminding them until they book. So let's do this. The first thing we want to do is let's send an email, but we're going to wait, let's wait 2 hours before we send this email. And any time of day, communication is ready to hop on the call. And gateway, you can pick whichever gateway you want to send from. Recipients is anyone reaching this step. And you can go through and send all this. All right, so anyone reaching this step, that's the only rule I really need. We'll just send a single email. We don't need to get too fancy with these. And all you really want to say is, hey, we got the first name, so we're going to go and use that. I noticed you signed up for a discovery call, but didn't complete the booking process. I'd still love to chat. So click here to schedule our meeting. Talk soon, John, or whatever the case might be. And then all we need to do here is we need to add in, here we are. We do need to add in the link to the calendar, right? When Kartra is perfect, they're going to be able to just, do a keyword search for calendar and be able to pull it up and put it directly into the email, but we're not quite there yet. Complete the booking process. All right, let's see. So click here to schedule our meeting. Let's make that bold. Let's turn that into a link. And let's rock and roll here. All right, and we'll hit next. We are not spamming. All right, automation. You can go here if you want. I'm going to skip this. I will add one automation. I want to give you guys kind of the framework of what we're going to do here, and then we'll work on the automations. Oops. Drag him down, connect him, and activate. All right, so we got this guy, and I want to honestly pester them once a day for a week until they book, right? If they don't book within a week, they ain't gonna. And if they get bothered by it, they can either unsubscribe from it or do whatever they need to do. So let's go ahead and update this guy as well. Now, it's not going to be 2 hours of a wait. We're actually going to wait 24 hours now. So let's go 1 day after the previous email. And I'm just going to do two of these little reminders, and then you can duplicate it out as many as you need to. What happened? And, you can customize each one of these. I'll do this before I make this available for you guys to download. And we'll say edit. That's good. Split test automations done. It would be smart to know who's clicking on these emails. I'm just not going to go that deep into it at this point. You can always do that as you kind of refine the process. Okay, so you'd imagine you'd keep doing this until the cows come home. Essentially, I'll make it clean real quick. But what happens if they do click on the first email? Right now, you're going to keep sending these reminders even if they complete the booking process. So if you guys want to get Kartra and use this right off the bat, go ahead and go to incomemesh.com/Kartra. Thanks for that reminder there, Susie. I always forget to make offers. But Kartra is pretty awesome. Okay, so right now, that's set up where if they already go through the booking process, they're going to keep getting those reminders. There's a super simple way we're going to prevent this from bothering us. So what we're going to do is on the discovery booking form, this is what happens when they complete the booking process. All we're going to do is forcibly remove them from that sequence that they are in. Let me show you what I mean by that. So we're going to come here, we're going to come all the way to automations, because all of this is the same. But under automations, we are going to do one advanced automation. There's multiple ways you can do this. There's always different ways of doing it. This is my preferred way. So if the lead fills out this form, check, because remember, this is once they've booked, we got them. Then unsubscribe from a sequence. And the sequence here is nudge to book calendar. It's right there where my mouse is. So we're just telling it, if they book, take them out of the sequence, leave them alone. You can do this in a couple different ways. I've seen examples where it's done in several different ways, but this is at least, you know it. It's pretty clean. It's right here. This automation triggers every time somebody books, and that way it keeps your actual email sequence automation very clean and straightforward. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that's the soup to nuts. Let's just review what we've done. So we now have the ability for them to opt into a free 25-minute coaching call. When they do that, we'll add them to our list. We'll add that. Adding to the list, we'll also add them. I guess I should probably put this line like here, because adding them to the list gets the tag. That tag creates an email sequence, which is going to remind them until the cows come home to actually complete their booking. Whenever they do complete their booking, this activity is going to end the reminders, and it's going to now kick off their confirmation emails and their reminder, like, hey, your appointment's coming up, emails up until they get to the meeting itself. So that's it looks simple here. I don't know, it looks kind of complex, honestly. But to do all this inside of a single platform, there are some huge benefits, guys. Like, there are some serious benefits. Other benefits here is when you are, okay, yes, relax. When you're in a platform like this, let me just get down to one tab. You have analytics with everything you do. So within the single platform, if you can see how many sessions have been booked, how many users have been using it, like what is the percent, like the cancellation percentages, you can see which one of your appointments are working for you, which one aren't. Like, who has ever seen analytics on their booking calendar software? Like, that's not even a thing. As a former data engineer, like I appreciate having that type of data available to me, and I can see how people could leverage it for powerful purposes. And you get all this here. You also have the ability on your offer pages, on your opt-in pages here, you can create a split test. And you can come up here, hit the plus button, add 2 different variations, and split test how that performs very easily. A lot of benefits you can do. If you want to have a huge blog, Kartra works okay with WordPress. It's going to work better. On their roadmap, they're planning on creating this integration with WordPress. It's a native integration, which will be great. But for now, there are some workarounds that can make it work really well. I've got some videos I can link to as well. But that's a quick funnel share built out with Kartra. Oh, let me do the one thing here. Let me finish my job. So I'm going to come to my campaigns now. And this is how you can share things. If you are into affiliate marketing, this is pay attention to this. This is huge. So I've created an email sequence. I've created landing pages. I've created a calendar. What if you wanted to offer that to somebody else? This is the process you do. It's the process I'm about to do here. So we'll call this consulting. Again, I will clean this up, but I want to show you what this process looks like. Share the consultant model. And we go here to create. And what this does is this allows you to pull together all of your content, all the things we just talked about, all the assets of that campaign, and sell it on the marketplace, sell it on your own marketplace, or offer it as bonuses using links and things like that. So, what more do you want? So you can pull all your information in here. So yes, I understand. I'll just show you kind of how it works here. So we didn't create a list for this because we're doing everything with tags, but we can come here to our coaching tag calls, and we made this tag as part of this process. we made this tag as part of this process. All right, so when you download this link, you're going to get both those tags already organized and set up and structured. You're going to come here and all the pages we built, the coach and discovery. You're going to get the sign up page. You're going to get the thanks for booking page. You'll also get that sequence we built out with the automations already included. Right there. You're going to get all the forms we create. You get the idea. I'll go through and finish this off the live. But this is where, if you like to go and give value, like I kind of like to go and give value, this is a way you can easily monetize without ever really asking for money. If people sign up with your affiliate link, you can offer them access to funnels like these. So we're all getting there, guys. Like there are so many tools, so many different ways you can make money online. My wife and I have been doing it for 5 years now. I left my job to do this full time. It's a beautiful world we live in. How long have I been live? I've been live for about an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and we got 9 people. That's pretty great for an hour-long live. Holy crap. So I'm going to go and look at the comments real fast, just see if there's anything that I missed. Take a drink of water. Eric asked about Funnelytics. Am I a subscriber early adopter there? I'm using the free version right now. At a time, I did have the pro version. I had the lifetime deal. Kind of kicking myself that I didn't keep that, but you know, it is what it is. And JJ is asking, how much is this per month? So Kartra starts around $100 per month. They have promotions that come on every now and then. Right now, they're running a promotion where you can get get the program for half off for 6 months, and then it goes up to normal price, which is a really good deal. But I'll be honest, between setting up something like this in WordPress, WordPress attracts a lot of people because it's a free software. But when you build a real business, you're going to have to bring in business grade tools, which quickly gets the price about on the same level as Kartra. So it's really what's right for you and your business. I'm never going to bash WordPress. I'm a WordPress guy through and through, but going through processes like these, golly, there's a lot of value in simplicity. And so if you can look past some of the small little, tidbits, or if there's certain things you're not a huge fan of with Kartra, if you can look past those, you can save some money and save some time using it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here at this point. My voice is getting a little bit hoarse. I'm John from incomemesh.com. I love doing this stuff. I think you guys can tell. I want to work out a schedule on doing funnels like these and letting you guys access them. I think it's a great lead magnet for me. It's a great value for you guys, and I think it builds up some goodwill, and it keeps me fresh and current for my clients. So go ahead and I'll put a link one last time for the funnel share where you can download. It's posting to the chats right now. You can sign up for Kartra if you're interested. If you liked what I showed here, incomemesh.com/Kartra, Kartra. Let's just go there real fast. I'll show you what the page looks like. So if you come here, it'll take you to their sales page for Kartra, which will walk you through everything and more. A really powerful platform here, answers all the questions you might have. And also, if you want to hear a little more deeper of my thoughts of the platform in general, I'm going to show you what the page is. I think it's Kartra Review. I'm going to just search for Kartra on my website. And this is a WordPress website, right? Like, so it's not like all you need in the world is Kartra. It can be for a lot of business models. But we're going to come here, and I go into depth. And also, I should probably mention this bonus here. So let's see here. So I am offering a bonus for people who sign up using my affiliate link for Kartra, where I can help you build out a custom funnel. I can do it like I do on this live. I can take my time, really build it out. And if you want to see how the sausage is made, I guess, you can log in and watch that as well. I'll help you onboard it. I'll offer you some coaching to improve your skills at Kartra. And I'm developing my Kartra course right now, which is going to be charged at $1,000. You'll have access to that, support, and all my other courses as well. For it's around a $5,000 value. I'll be completely honest with you. If you go ahead and click the link and sign up for Kartra, you'll have access to all of that. Hope this was beneficial. Are you kidding me right now? I wasn't even showing my screen. So if you do sign up for Kartra, I've got in my review post, I've got a lot of bonuses I'm offering for people who want to sign up. Access to a custom built funnel that I'll build for you guys, onboarding for an hour just to help you get your hand-to-hand support there, email support, access to my courses, and I'm also developing a more premium course on Kartra itself. So all that is coming if you want to go ahead and sign up using my affiliate link. So that's it for me. I'm John from incomesh.com. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Thanks for watching.